Good afternoon, everybody. We are back again, or good day, because it's lunch hour. We are back again with our sports program, the TBR Solution Sports Program, TBR standing for the Big R Solutions. So it's myself and Manqoba Sheikhs Ngwenya, and then there's a whole lot of talks to talk about. Sheikhs, just greet the viewers.
Good day to the viewers. Thanks, Saubrey, for having me on the show.
Sheikhs, there's a whole lot to discuss. We saw Mamelodi Sundowns, their oil match. Pirates, they've done well. And then, I also attended the press conference of Orlando Pirates. And then I asked Ngazi, what was their take about Mahango, Gabadino Mahango, after the performance that he displayed. He said they have many strikers. There is the challenge at Pirates is huge, and then he then said, he went further to say maybe the standard of PSL is of higher standard compared to AFCON. And I saw Sokala Dumas quoted that, what he responded to. But you'll tell me what's your take on that one. It was nice seeing that. And then now, Sheikhs, let's start here. Benny McCarthy has come out strongly to say Pitso Mosimane is going to win the FIFA World Cup, FIFA Club World Cup. So what's your take? You were with Pitso, so you know better. Just give us the scoop. Do you agree with Benny or you don't agree with Benny?
Yeah, and Saubrey, it's good to see a coach, a fellow South African coach, believing in our own, you know, and being bold enough to go out there and say that he believes a coach like Pitso can win the Club World Cup. It's good to see. I think it's more on a support base to say that he can do it. And we also know that Pitso is a quality coach and he can achieve a lot of things. I mean, he's achieved a lot of things people never thought he would achieve. And some don't want to give him the credit, but it's good to see that Benny McCarthy, a coach like Benny McCarthy, he believes that Pitso can do it. And I also share the same sentiments with Benny. I'm a believer in black excellence, and I think Pitso is an example of black excellence. And the sky is the limit for him, you know. I believe he can achieve anything given the chance. If he can go and coach in Europe, I think he'll be an achiever. I mean, he's proven it. He's done it in Africa. He's the best coach in Africa, without a doubt. So, yeah, I believe he can do it. He's already started to do it. He's won his first game, and he's done it without 8 of his regular players who are in the AFCON. He's already won the first game. So he wins the next game. He will play against Chelsea, I think, if I stand to be corrected. But yeah, he beat the team from Mexico, Monterrey, I think. And he's got a next challenge now. He wins that game. He goes through to play against Chelsea. And I would love to see Pitso playing in the Club World Cup final. I mean, he deserves it. He's such a hard worker. He eats and sleeps and drinks football, and what a professional he is. And you know, just to win a Club World Cup, a game like that with 8 of your players missing in the regular starting lineup, it shows the pedigree of the coach.
Yeah, you know my view as far as Pitso Mosimane is concerned, and as far as local coaches is concerned. I'm of the view that Pitso is doing great, and doing great as he is, and then I like his always, putting up his position, his belief. Sometimes people misconstrue that as arrogance. And I see it differently. I see somebody who's very passionate, who loves football, and then he's a bad loser, of course. When he has lost, he mourns, which is normal. Anyone can always mourn having lost. So why not? Why not mourning? Like you said, very impressive that they won without 8 of their players, but they went out. And remember, this team has been beating Al Ahly, in the previous Club World Cup. So this time, I think it was going to be like easy for them to beat them without their 8 regulars. But come on, they came out there and then gun blazing and they won the game. And then, but one another thing that I want us to look at, Peter was complaining that how the arrangement of, because his players were in AFCON, and then, they are supposed to play, they have too much. What's your take about that, him complaining? Remember, we once discussed this as a topic, that who should be blamed, because at some point, I remember during the time of Ayato, all the sporting federation at some point, they were discussing to align their programs, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. If not all sporting codes, it could be soccer, all right? But I think Issa Hayato was adamant that no, we're not going to change our program. We will want to play in January as is the norm. So are we not suffering those consequences? Because one could understand why you went for that. Remember, during that time, it's summer. And all this tournament they play in summer. It was only in South Africa where it played in December. I mean, in winter. And then it has its own impact when it's very cold. So is that to be blamed, or it was a principal position to be taken by CAF? So what's your take?
Saubrey, Pitso was complaining about it. I think the biggest thing he complains about is that FIFA do not take African football serious. Even in the way they structure the fixtures, they don't consider the African teams in terms of the fatigue, in terms of the recovery time. I mean, right now he's playing this Club World Cup and he's missing 7 of his players, and it's the biggest tournament. You want to win this tournament and make an impression, but you are playing with half of your team not there. So I could see Pitso Mosimane actually wanting Egypt not to win, to go through, because he wants his players, he wants to win the Club World Cup. So you end up being in a position where you really want your players to come back to come back early, because you need them, because the fixtures and the time it doesn't match. There's a lot of things Pitso's been complaining about, and I think it's very valid. Europeans, they don't take us seriously, and then now it becomes a problem if we also don't take ourselves seriously. That is why it's also talking about Africa must hire their own coaches. Africa must hire Africans. Making Cisse and talking about Cisse as well. So showing that, you see, when you believe in your own, there's the Senegalese ex-captain winning the AFCON now, because they believed in him. He's been there for a while now. So yes, I think Pitso advocates, he talks when he feels something is wrong. He doesn't keep quiet. So he might be misunderstood at times, but then he fights for the black coaches, and he fights for what's right. And I believe that things should change, that FIFA, they should consider more making things fair for African coaches and players and teams.
Yeah, because you know, like you said, Sheikhs, as we speak now, you know, I've never seen an African coach coaching in Europe. That's one question that I ask. Well, there are a few black people coaching there, but as I say, few black people, you know, especially those who played in what you call especially those who played in England or overseas. So that on its own, it's something else. But maybe that's a topic for another day. Now let's move on and then big up to Senegal for the first time. They deserve it. They've been around for some time. Now let's move on. Let's come locally. Orlando Pirates. What was your take as far as Orlando Pirates is concerned?
Yeah, the Orlando Pirates, they did well to come back. It was always going to be a test in the Nedbank Cup to see how they will fare up against an Amazulu side coached by Benny McCarthy, who will always be up for the game, who will always believe, you know, Benny will always believe that he can beat Pirates. So, yeah, it was always going to be a tough one, but Pirates proved to be strong, you know. And they came through with that one. They've got players who were involved in the AFCON, who were highlighters in that AFCON. You know, Capetinho Mahango showed that his class, the class is permanent. You can't write him off. So Pirates have got the firepower to compete. You know, players that are playing in the CAF Champions League and then playing in the PSL, it gives them that edge, you know, to have a player like that. You know, we see Sundowns, how that's made them so strong mentally. Playing in Africa, it's made them very strong. So yeah, we need players to take the competition serious. That's also another chance. You know that the Nedbank Cup is the only chance for the smaller teams to make it into playing in Africa. So one opportunity that they can take, because there will never be a Sundowns will be there on top, and then there'll be Pirates and Chiefs will be fighting for that third spot, and a couple of teams. But most teams, the only opportunity they'll have to play in Africa is if they win the Nedbank Cup. So it's a very important tournament, and we've seen Pirates starting off well there.
And then let's talk about the penalty. There seems to be penalty. The one where I'm talking about the first one, where he touched the hand twice. What's your take about that? Because the rule says if the player is falling and is balancing with that hand and is not aware, all right, and then the ball hits his hand, it's not a penalty. That's the new changes in the rules.
I don't know about the new rules or anything. When I look at that, I see a clear penalty all day long. I really believe that Amazulu were dealt with there. That should have been a penalty to me. I mean, he was under pressure, and then he did that. He fell on the ball. He was under pressure. The Amazulu players were attacking, and that should have been a penalty to me.
That should be a penalty for you. Apparently, according to the new rule, the rules have changed. That was not a penalty. And then, that's the information that I have according to the new rules. Apparently, this has just been introduced not long ago. So that is why people believe that, no, it was really not a penalty. The player was falling. And then, and then I asked Benny during the press conference that do they update the players about the new developments in football in terms of the rules and so on, because if players are not aware of the rules, of course, That is why you saw players were surrounding the referee. But I think the referee did explain that is why apparently they did not go further than what happened. So I don't know. That is according to the new rules. So yeah, and then Benny was really lamenting as far as that is concerned. Yeah, and then that was a good one. Let's move on to Mamelodi Sundowns. I saw a brilliant football. You know, I saw Tiki Taka for the first time in South Africa. Yes, I know you, Shakes, as a former Mamelodi Sundowns player, and then a fan of Mamelodi Sundowns, you are not happy that they were not playing according to what you want. Not only you, I hear Coach Rulani Ngwenya was not happy, but I was really over the moon. They played well. They played well, and spot on as far as his analysis of Ngwenya and Halane, you know, and then the boys, you know, exactly the way he explained them. So that's what we saw. And I don't know, Mamelodi Sundowns, a team to watch. And then I think they're looking forward now to dominate not only here. I heard Manqoba saying they are no more competing locally, they are now competing with Zamalek and Al Ahly. And this is what I've always been saying, that our teams, all these African players, they must come here first before they go any other parts of the world. That has always been me. And the Kaiser Chiefs and Orlando Pirates can afford it, you know, with the kind of money that they have, kind of sponsorship that they have, and kind of the power that they have. So for me, that's my understanding. So what's your take? Just give us that one.
Yeah, Saubrey, you know, Sundowns is a big team with big ambition, you know, and I'm certain that this league is gone now. I say it's gone. We've won it because I know they're not going to listen to me. They're going to focus on their game and carry on doing the business. That's how professional the players are, Sundowns and the technical team. They will not listen to us when we say this league is over. They will push on, you know. And that's what you see from Rulani. That's the attitude you see from the coach, even when the team has won 2 and you believe they've played well, but he's not happy because it's a machine that needs to keep improving, because we need to dominate in Africa. We need to be the powerhouse of Africa. So we can't just be happy at winning against a cheaper United in the league and not getting that 100% performance, what we want, you know. But what's good is that players like Lebu, who have just signed, are scoring goals. Ngwenya is scoring goals. It's good to see Ralani scoring goals. Now you can see now with this acquisition of these players, immediately they fit in with what the team wants, you know. And you have to give the technical team credit, because you see other teams, they sign players and they go on and on and on. They don't score even 1 goal after months. So credit must be given to Manqoba and the scouting department at Sundowns for the way they choose these players. And Manqoba did make note of the fact that we are competing in Africa. You know, Saubrey, when Sundowns goes and plays against Al Ahly, they are the underdogs. So obviously we have to sign the best players, because we are still being called the underdogs. It's true, we are not competing in the PSL, we are competing in Africa. And in order for us to be competitive and strong in Africa, we need to sign these players. People need to understand that when we sign quality players, it's not just for PSL, it's to compete with the likes of Al Ahly and Wydad and Esperance, those big teams. I mean, these teams, they can buy a player from England for crazy amounts of money. Al Ahly can go to England and they can buy a player. They've done that before. So what is the problem when Sundowns buys local players who are the best in the country? People must understand where Sundowns' focus is.
Shakes, let's move on because time is against that. Let's go to England. I've seen bad news that Greenwood has lost the sponsorship of Nike due to what happened. You know, I always tell these youngsters and say, guys, you know what? You know, young players and young up and coming, and when you tell them that, guys, you know, behavior, it's very important if you are associated with big sponsors, because they are very sensitive as far as that is concerned. Although I'm saddened by the fact that this young man, a very promising young man, and then had to, you know, suffer this. But, you know, I wish him good luck. I wish it's not true. I wish he wins if it's not true. But if he has done it, well, he will deserve what comes his way. But if he has not done it, I wish him he wins and come back. I think he will come back. And I'm sure you'll get more sponsors going forward, because I can tell you that boy is a talent. He's a real talent. Yeah, what's your take about that one, Shakes?
Yeah, Saubrey, what a pity, you know, such a young talent. I think one of the best finishers in the English Premiership, the way the boy is a finisher, such quality, you know, and it's such a pity. I mean, Saubrey, if you heard that voice recording, I don't think there's any coming back from there. Unfortunately, it kills me, you know, because he's such a young man. But yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible what's happening to him, you know. And yeah.
Oh, there were recordings.
Yes, there's a recording, which he's the one who is talking in the recording. So that is why Nike pulled out of their sponsorship, because there's concrete proof, I mean, of his behavior, which is appalling. You don't want to see football players, athletes, you know, male guys treating women like that. It's something we don't want to see. I mean, I can feel sorry for Greenwood, but I have to really think about the family of that woman, her dignity as well, what she's been through in that relationship, you know. So yeah, I mean, it's just a pity. The young boy had so much ahead of him. So I don't know. Let's hope they can rehabilitate him to come back into society. But I'm not sure about his soccer career.
Shakes, while you're still there, let's move on quickly. I've seen that, you know, I watch ESPN, I watch Sky Sports News, because we want to hear how do they commentate. You know, that is why at some point I said we must declare what are we fanning, what is our teams, so that people can judge us whether are we fair enough or not. And I must say, those guys are not fair, you know. PSG were knocked out of the French Copa Cup. Ne? The blame was on Messi. When I listened to PSG, questioning his contribution, you know, start doubting his, you know, his influence when it comes to the game. And then the following day, Man United played. They lost. Ronaldo missed a penalty. Guess what? They were blaming Man United and the players, and they called for that matter. All right? There were like 4 white journalists there and 1 former player, black guy. The guy lost it. He said, guys, I don't understand. You know, the media, social media, went crazy blaming the young boy, the black guy who missed the penalty. He said, nowhere they mentioned Cristiano Ronaldo, a superstar. Everybody was saying, no, he's a messiah and everything. Nowhere he was mentioned. And nowhere they were complaining that instead the complaint was, the coach, the players, are they quality players? You know, all the blames were shifted, you know. Nothing mentioned about Cristiano Ronaldo, you know. And then, and for that matter, Messi scored his penalty. Messi scored. in his game, his penalty. So, and then Ronaldo missed his penalty. So I don't know why they could not bring that sharply to say, yes, Cristiano Ronaldo missed the penalty, Messi scored his. And then, yeah, so those are some of the things that are happening outside there in Europe. And then we hear that PSG are thinking of bringing Zinedine Zidane, and Zinedine Zidane wants Cristiano Ronaldo to join him at PSG. I don't know what's your feeling as far as that is concerned. And then some people are happy that maybe we'll start seeing now the combination of Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi. Of course, you'll play with Messi because Messi creates. Messi creates, but you know, but for me, if you ask me, I don't wish them to play together. That's my position. Let Cristiano play wherever he plays, let Messi play wherever he plays. So that's me, you know, and then so that's my argument. And then we also hear that Messi has advised Xavi not to sign Xavi Simons because he says the boy has not progressed enough. And that one, I know Xavi Simons. I saw him when he was young. I saw Lionel Messi replica in him. But now, I don't know what's happening. Shakes, what causes that? What causes that? If, let's say, I'm taking you a big bag. If you remember Boyen, you know, Boyen was tipped to Lionel Messi, if you remember Boyen. And then there were a lot of youngsters, the Santos brothers, you know, they were thought they would replace Messi at some point, but they fade away. What causes that, Shakes?
I think Saubrey, it's also that comparison, you know, when you start being compared to a great player like that, now you're put now pressure is being put on you now to imitate that player that you are being compared to. I think sometimes some players fall under the shell because of that, you know, because they look at the boost that they have to fill now. And if it's not going their way, it's like you can never be that great player. I mean, I think sometimes that's what happens, you know. Like you make an example with Bojan is one player I believed also that he will reach those heights, but he just fell through. You get players like that, and yeah, that's what separates the really good players from average players, you know. It's the consistency to do it week in, week out, you know, with that hunger every time, you know. So special players, guys like Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi, who have done it like who do it week in, week out, getting those men of the matches from way back when they started their careers. I mean, that's what makes you a world-class player.
You know what? There was this young man who was playing for Celtics. His name is called Dembele. I don't know whether you know him.
Yeah.
You know, we were looking forward to Dembele. And then, you know, we were saying Dembele was going to be something else. But you know what? I don't see him progressing. I thought Dembele now would be playing for either the English football, or he's in Spain, or he went to Germany. He's still in Scotland. So I don't know. Like you say, you know, maybe the comparison becomes too much at some point. And then it makes these players feel like, hey, it's too much. I cannot, you know, be what people are saying about me. And then, yeah, you know it better, Shakes, better than me. As a former player, you can attest to that. And then, yeah, we'll see what's going to happen as we move forward. And then, yeah, so those are some of the news that we have. Shakes, let us move to the Messi Special as usual, because the time is definitely working against us. And then I know that people have been saying a whole lot of things, just like I've mentioned now. I think Lionel Messi He has proven again that he's the best. He's the best. And then I'll keep on. I hope you see this one, Shakes. And then for me, he's the best. He's the best. Look here. Messi doesn't play in England as we speak. All right. He plays Spain. Now he's in France. But look the numbers against the top teams. Ronaldo has played 15 games, including now, remember? Okay, 15 games, and he has got 6 goals and 1 assist. Messi has played 6, and he has got 9 goals and 1 assist. And then against Arsenal, against Chelsea, Ronaldo played 15 games and then scored 1 goal and 2 assists. Messi 10, scored 3 goals, 3 assists. Liverpool, Ronaldo played 13 times and then scored 3 goals, 1 assist. And then Messi 4 games, 2 goals and no assist. That's where Ronaldo beats him, but Messi has played 4 games. And then and the gap is not huge, it's only 1 goal. And then when it comes to Man City, Ronaldo has played 15 times, scored 5 goals, and then 2 assists. Messi has played 7 times, 7 goals, 2 assists. And then Man United, Ronaldo has played 5 against them, and then 3 goals and 0 assists. Messi has played 6 times and scored 4 goals, no assist. And then against Spurs, Ronaldo has played 19 times, 11 goals. That's where again where Ronaldo beats Messi. And then 4 goals, 4 assists. And then Messi 2 games and 2 goals. While in terms of the ratio, Messi's ahead. And then the total, and then Ronaldo has played about 82 games against the top 6 teams, 29 goals, 10 assists. Messi 35, all right? 35, 50 more by Ronaldo. And Messi has scored 27 and 6 assists. So, Shakes, I don't know. I want to hear your comment.
Yeah, Saubrey, you know, honestly, like we always say, the numbers don't lie, but you know, I don't like comparing these 2 players. And I mean, I always say this comparison is wrong. I mean, we have 2 players who have done things that no other players have done in our era. We need to celebrate these guys. I mean, those numbers are ridiculous. They're ridiculously good, you know, and yeah, we're just living in an era where we're seeing these guys do these phenomenal things, and Messi definitely will be one of the best players to ever play the game, including Ronaldo. So yeah, those numbers tell you a story, and yeah, you know, Saubrey, I just want to see Messi going back and playing his best football. And I believe my prophets are telling me that he will go back to Barcelona and finish his career there before going to maybe USA. But I don't see, I think it's a pipe dream to think that Ronaldo will play with Messi at PSG. I don't see that happening. But I see Messi going back to Barcelona at some stage and playing his best football there.
Well, I've just put something there. Yes, Shakes, I agree. The 2 are great, and it's not nice to compare them. You know why I do this deliberately? Because all the time, if you listen to either the US media or the English media or European media, they'll mention Messi in the same sentence, they'll have Ronaldo. So that comparison goes on. And like I said, the 2021 Ballon d'Or, it had nothing with Benzema. And Benzema has come out himself to say, you know, if one player can carry the team, score goals, win titles, and that's Benzema, and win titles, and that's Messi, said that is why he won 2021 Ballon d'Or. All these other people, Lewandowski has described it very well. They are just Messi haters. So I'm balancing the narrative that is going out there. And sure, we appreciate Ronaldo, very much so. But he's not at Messi's class, you know. And then somebody was saying Messi is not a crybaby, you know. And then he lost the tournament at some point, but he never went out and complaining and you know, calling all this and that. He just went on with business as Lionel Messi does. So now I'm just giving you the statistics only, so that you see, and then people out there can see how incredible this guy is. Now this is an international for the 21st century. This guy is he's so huge. He's so huge. So we'll stop doing that comparison the day when they start now agreeing that he's the best, because I know what's going to happen. It's going to be done when he has retired. Then we start celebrating, Messi was the best player in the world. We watched him and so on. But when the person was there, nothing was being said. And every little thing that is happening, Messi will be mentioned. You know, and what I like about Messi, doesn't talk. He does it in the field of play. And then the other thing that I made as an observation, Ronaldo won the Ballon d'Or, Messi never won. Modric won, Messi never won. Everybody won, Messi never won. But Ronaldo won. Like the last one of the 2021, supporting people who are saying this is a joke. You know, people like Evra and so on. Do you understand? So I'll keep on bringing this debate. Shakes, yeah, thank you very much, man. It was nice having the show with you. Can you just bid the viewers farewell?
Thanks to the viewers for listening to us. Please subscribe, get your friends to subscribe, and let us know where we can improve to give you the best content. And thanks, Saubrey, for having me on the show.
Thanks, Shakes. Much appreciated.